This is News Today with WDW News Today. I'm Tom Corliss of WDWNT.com. Please like this video, subscribe, and hit the notifications bell to make sure you never miss the latest from the Disney theme parks around the world. But here now the news for August 14th, 2023. After a delay last week, the Haunted Mansion finally reopened following its brief refurbishment. And while the Hatbox Ghost isn't quite ready, more preparations were completed during the closure. Crowds showed up in full force to get a glimpse of what changes were made. Some people apparently thought the Hatbox Ghost would show up, but nonetheless, some changes happened. The ghost horse-drawn hearse that resides in the queue of the attraction was repainted a fresh shade of black during the refurb. And while the Hatbox Ghost is still missing, there were a few notable additions. One was the return of the tea-sipping mummy in the graveyard scene. He had been refurbished. He looks great. And as well, Madame Leota's hair is the biggest update, as it now has a bit more structure than it once did. The spirit's hair previously floated around her head and possessed an almost misty quality, whereas now it looks more intricately stylized, with numerous curls visible on the top and sides of her head. She got some new hair. You see now what Leota used to look like for comparison. Another notable change was the load and unload belts at the entrance and exit of the ride were apparently rebuilt. One of the belts looks like it was replaced in that it had a fresh coat of paint on it. Maybe they did just paint it. It's probably a new belt. But nonetheless, the mechanics of the belts supposedly were repaired during this work. Again, the Hatbox Ghost still not there yet, but should be before the year ends. Disney does everything on time. We'll see what happens. The Mickey Mouse Floral outside of the Magic Kingdom entrance has debuted a new Halloween design complete with bats. This is not Disneyland, folks. Disney World finally did this. The Halloween season of the Magic Kingdom is officially underway, of course, with the start of the Halloween parties on August 11th, but now the Floral getting in on the act every day. Mickey is wearing a domino mask. The flower beds beside him are full of large black bats. The designs are created from live plants by the horticulture team at Walt Disney World, and the large bats are matte black. They're made of metal. This is a nice addition. This is an upgrade, which, you know, I think every year the party comes back, they say, like, oh, there's a character or two that's going to be different in the parade. And, oh, this. And, there were a lot of unadvertised upgrades this year, and this was one of them. It's nice to see them do this. Disneyland has done this forever, updating the Floral annually, and it's nice to see, and it means maybe we're going to get a cool Christmas one too, which would be great. Love to see it. More of this, please. Speaking of Halloween, a number of new Halloween food items rolled out at the Magic Kingdom, both during the day and at Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party. During the day, you'll find a Mickey cinnamon roll, an apple fritter milkshake, the Queen Heart slushie, a black velvet whoopie pie, a spicy Pop-Tart, and more. And there is a ton of food, about 30 more items available at Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party. And lucky for you, Eric and I ate them all in one day. You can watch the video right here on our YouTube channel. And thank you for doing so. It was like 100 and something degrees. In fact, one of the editors on the video messaged Eric and goes, is Tom going to be happy with this? Because he's literally just like, I'm profusely sweating at Sleepy Hollow in the middle of the party. And Eric's like, well, we got to put out the review. It's what happened. So go watch me sweat all over a cupcake and a funnel cake. Yeah, it's very, very exciting. The glow-in-the-dark Donald candy corn sipper has returned to the Magic Kingdom for Halloween 2023 with a minor update. We got ours at Sleepy Hollow Refreshments, but it's available at most quick-service venues across the park. It's $13.50, and it could be added to any non-alcoholic beverage as well, or be purchased alone. Donald Duck is dressed in a candy corn costume once again and sits on a clear base for stability. The minor change is the candies in Donald's jack-o'-lantern bucket are purple this year. They were green last year. What a difference. It is nice, though. I like when they differentiate, even if it is something small. It also comes with an orange Disney Parks lanyard featuring Donald in his costume, along with ghost jack-o'-lantern stars and candies. This program is brought to you by our official travel agent sponsor, Be Our Guest Vacations. Your dream vacation begins with Be Our Guests and their concierge team of expert vacation planners. Head on over to beourguestvacations.com/WDWNT, and their team will design your next magical vacation, from the Walt Disney World and Disneyland resorts to the Disney Cruise Line to Adventures by Disney and more. They're also able to book unforgettable VIP tours where you and your group can experience the ultimate park day. And the best part is their concierge services are 100% free, so book today. Of course, as we said, Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party kicked off at the Magic Kingdom on August 11th. Of course, we were there in full force to bring you all that is new and exciting about the event, from the brand new versions of the wristbands, this year's map, a special popcorn bucket that was released that looks like the car of the mayor of Halloween Town from Nightmare Before Christmas. Some characters returned for meet and greets. There were new characters and new offerings in Mickey's Boo-to-You Halloween Parade and more. All of this information can be found at WDWNT.com. Videos of all these offerings right here on our YouTube channel. Please check them out. Dan Povenmire, the co-creator of the Disney animated series Phineas and Ferb and voice of Dr. Doofenshmirtz, recently received quite the exciting gift from Walt Disney Imagineering, a giant prop from the former Agent P's World Showcase adventure in EPCOT. According to Povenmire, Walt Disney Imagineering reached out to him sometime in 2022 about receiving a massive statue of Doofenshmirtz, once used in the interactive attraction experience that permanently closed in 2020. He excitedly shared the news on his Twitter account, chronicling the arrival of Doofenshmirtz and the character's installation. The giant statue arrived for delivery in the back of an SUV, and a jubilant Povenmire placed the figure in his kitchen beside some of his Emmy Awards. He then proceeded to voice Doofenshmirtz, announcing in the iconic voice that he would be taking over the entire top of the refrigerator. I can't do it, but I tried. Agent P's World Showcase Adventure, of course, was an interactive experience for guests to become agents of OCA, or the Organization Without a Cool Acronym, and help parry the platypus defeat, said Doctor, throughout various country pavilions in EPCOT. And guests would register at one of 5 locations and utilize a phone, a field operative notification equipment, to discover clues, answer questions, interact with sets, and receive rewards. And of course, that replaced the Kim Possible World Showcase Adventure, but has since been replaced by the DuckTales World Showcase Adventure. A fresh and uniquely Disney take on a comfort food staple was recently introduced at the Walt Disney World Resort. It's chicken stuffed Mickey waffles. They're now on the menu at the Rick's Sports Bar and Grill at Disney's Coronado Springs Resort. The chicken stuffed Mickey waffles are served as part of the breakfast menu at Rick's. The restaurant offers breakfast from 7 a.m. to 10:30 a.m., and the waffles are $18. They describe them as a twist on a new favorite: 4 Mickey waffles stuffed with chicken tenders and maple syrup, served with herb butter and house potatoes. Warning, we have the review up at our site, but the one thing I have to say, I have to warn you, Rick's is absolutely not only the worst restaurant I've been to at Disney World, it is the worst restaurant I've been to in my life. I think it's the equivalent of Disney's Applebee's, in that the food is never cooked quite correctly, either under or over. So I don't recommend going to get these, simply because I don't recommend giving your money to Rick's, because they don't try very hard, but that's all I'll say about that. A new building is being constructed at the former Tri-Circle D Ranch site at Disney's Fort Wilderness Resort and Campground. We noticed the new structure behind some fake foliage walls on a recent trip. It rose pretty quickly, in fact. The unfinished building is taking shape on what was the former Tri-Circle D Ranch location. Of course, the new one is open across the street. A white barricade is also set up near the temporary wall, though it did not appear to be blocking pedestrian access to anything but a line of bushes near the wall. Beyond the new building, a large area is hidden from view behind the temporary wall. The building has progressed, again, very quickly in a short amount of time, and reports suggest the building will be for cast member use, a break room, and other facilities. That hasn't been confirmed yet. That's just what someone told us. We'll have to wait and see, but this is interesting to see all this sudden rush of work. As you know, there are 350 new cabins coming to Fort Wilderness by next year. It will now be a Disney Vacation Club resort. The new Trails End and Crockett's Tavern recently opened, and a lot of this was connected to a now canceled project, which was Reflections at Disney Lakeside Lodge. But now everything seems to be continuing on, even though that is canceled, and there's just a big pile of dirt sitting behind Pioneer Hall. We'll have to wait and see how this all shakes out and what they're still going to do, what they aren't going to do. We're going to wait and see. Did you know there's a way you can save big at Disney Deluxe Resorts, including eventually those new cabins? Today's show is brought to you by DVC Rental Store, a great way for you to plan a luxury Disney vacation on a modest budget. You don't need to sign up for a full DVC contract, but instead, they'll allow you to rent the points you need for a magical stay. It really is the best way to stay deluxe at a fraction of the cost, and now, thanks to their lowest price guaranteed offer, you'll always have the best price on the market. The rooms are discounted up to 75% off, and they have the largest member inventory for points, so there's lots to choose from. You can search their availability for free right now, which is not something all rental companies offer. And if you do choose to book, they have a great cancellation policy and a low down payment. DVC Rental Store is the #1 DVC rental company in the U.S. and one we have personally used. If you watch any of the DVC room tours on this channel, that's because we used that service to get them very cheap as we possibly can. Because believe it or not, folks, there's not a lot of money in YouTube. So got to keep those costs down. But keep your costs down. Head to the description to check them out. And they'll be a great way if you want to check out those new cabins once they're there. A great way to do so. The green scrims and scaffolding that have been obscuring the new Adventureland treehouse inspired by Walt Disney's Swiss Family Robinson are being removed at Disneyland. The last time we checked in on the construction of the Adventureland treehouse, we had a hard time making out exactly what was going on, but now we can see the thatched roofs, the lookout points, bamboo walkways, and imaginative turrets as major sections of the treehouse are now visible as construction nears completion, even though we still don't have an opening date. So please tell us. As we approached, we noticed the reclaimed ship's hull and crow's nest right away, now visible near the thatched roofs at the top of the treehouse. The whimsically shaped windows peeking out over the bow of the ship hide a place to explore. The upper area looks nearly finished with bamboo details and all scaffolding removed. Small details in the treehouse and crow's nests are visible, like a barrel with a rainwater pipe running down and tied together with rope. We noticed another pipe running along the length of the roof as well, jointed with canvas elbows to direct water away from the natural fiber roof and down the still hidden water wheel we saw in the concept art for the Adventureland treehouse. While scaffolding is still up down below, most of the green scrim has been removed and we could see other details taking shape behind the scaffolding. This partially unwrapped post has been spotted near another lookout point, this one made of carved wooden logs. This post matches the theming in the area, like the railing in the foreground of the image. The fake tree branches and trunk are visible here amongst the construction scaffolding, serving as the support structure for the treehouse. And the brightly painted patina on the copper lookout looks complete and stands out against the earth tones used on the rest of the design of the Adventureland treehouse. Again, no opening date. I'm very excited, as I've said before. There hasn't been a real, true, original attraction in the U.S. in what feels like decades. And so I know slightly inspired by Swiss Family Robinson, but at this point, no one even knows the movie anymore. At this point, it is kind of just its own original thing. So very excited. Please give us an opening date, and hopefully soon. Space Mountain at Disneyland Park will be closed for refurbishment beginning September 18th and currently has no reopening date except before the end of the year. We know that much. We expect that this refurbishment is for general maintenance and care of the iconic Tomorrowland attraction. The timing is right for a potential return of Ghost Galaxy, but we do not believe that is coming back. So we want to mention that. It's probably not happening. There is, however, a number of things that need to be worked on. The launch tunnel has been in terrible shape for years. I think since the first time they did the Star Wars overlay, that has not worked correctly. So hopefully they're going to fix that and some other things while this is down. Magic key holders interested in showcasing their skills or lack thereof on the dance floor are in luck because there is now a special exclusive dance party event coming to California Adventure on select dates in August. Magic key holders of all ages, it's almost time to put on your dancing shoes and show off your best moves at a Magic Key dance party in DCA. Stop by to meet and greet with characters, strike a pose with special photo ops and more. And as a special party favor, Magic Key holders can pick up this magnet keepsake while supplies last. The event will be taking place at the Disney Junior Theater in Hollywoodland from August 14th through August 31st. No weekend events will be occurring. It's Mondays through Thursdays only, 6 to 9 p.m. Pacific time. And on August 24th, there will be a slight variation with the event running from 6 to 8. As we close in on the anticipated August 31st completion of the new San Fransokyo Square California Adventure, there are changes happening every day. Let's talk about them. Pacific Wharf's primary entrance bridge is currently closed for its transformation into the Torii Gate Towers, as it looks in the San Fransokyo Gate Bridge in the movie. More international orange paneling was added recently to bolster the supports of the bridge. You can see on this one support how the paneling will continue vertically up it. Street art is being installed nearly daily as Pacific Wharf morphs into San Fransokyo Square. The graffiti style on this door has big BH6 and SFS with a heart between the two. There's, of course, a nod to both San Fransokyo Square and Big Hero 6, the film that the area is based on, and I should say the hero team. So, you know, it's not just name of a movie, it makes sense in story in the land. Over at Rita's Turbine Blenders, more art and fictional advertisements have been added to the building's exterior with an ad that now reads, "Setting the standard for turbine service." A koi fish wind turbine was added to the building at the beginning of August. We also had the opportunity to taste some of the venue's new slushes and margaritas. In fact, if you haven't watched it yet, I reviewed all of the new food in San Fransokyo Square already in a video right here on the channel. Please go check it out. New art for the Carl Strauss Brewing Company is being painted on the back of Cocina Cucamonga, which is good because no one understood that the Cerveceria is not a new restaurant, but in fact just the Carl Strauss beer place. Japanese and English advertisements for Pescadero sardines have popped up on the wall near the Lucky Fortune Cookery as well. Aloha, a new Trader Sam's Chip and Dip Bowl set is now available to add to your treasure trove. We found it at the Adventureland Bazaar at Disneyland Park. It's $69.99. The Trader Sam's bowl is designed to look like a roughly broken barrel. It kind of looks like the entrance barrel to the bar. It has clearly seen some rough days at sea and is well worn and covered in barnacles, just like me. Trader Sam's is written across the barrel half as a reminder of who pours the greatest grog this side of the international date line. The back of the bowl has another cluster of barnacles, and other details include the waterlogged wood planks and the damaged hoops and rivets. The sides of the barrel have more barnacles, seaweed, and even a starfish that has hitched a ride. In the body of the bowl, the barrel is brown with a bright Caribbean blue interior, and the foot of the ceramic pieces are also Caribbean blue. And the coral reef bottom has divided sections for your choice of dips. As well, we also found another new item, the Tiki Bar bag at $74.99. We found this, though, at Fantasia Shop at Disneyland Hotel, much closer to the actual bar. The small bag blends the aesthetic styles typically associated with the Tiki Bar with familiar iconography, and the bag is made of woven straw and looks almost like a basket. And the navy blue patch with bright blue details resembles the mug of the hippopotami that's served at both Trader Sam's locations. Flowers made of small multicolored beads and shells also appear on the sturdy exterior. Flower imagery is again created on the outside of the bag through woven blue and white straw, and the interior of the bag contains a light blue lining chock full of symbols, both traditional and unique to the Tiki Bar. Images of leaves and flowers appear alongside illustrations of mugs. There's another depiction of the hippopotami cup, as well as the zombie cocktail, the piranha pool, the Krakatoa punch, and the shipwreck on the rocks, among others. For the absolute latest on these stories and all that didn't make it into today's show, be sure to check WDWNT.com and follow us on your favorite social media platforms. You can support the entire team behind this show and others by joining the WDWNT Interglobe Society at patreon.com/WDWNT. Get access to exclusive content, discounted show and event tickets, and more. Special shout out to all of our WIGS members watching who make the show happen every week. For the worldwide leader in Disney Parks news, this is Tom Corliss saying, enjoy the rest of your today and have a great, big, beautiful tomorrow.
From WDWNT TV, this is Park Center. Join us each week for news and discussion topics from the Disney and Universal theme parks around the world. We cover the stories in a quick, concise, and fun format, and then our panel breaks down and debates some of the biggest issues and what they mean for us, the parks fans. From the latest announcements to openings and delays to scandals and snacks and merchandise and more, we'll cover it all in 90 minutes. Join us live every Sunday night at 9 p.m. Eastern on YouTube at WDWNT TV, or watch episodes on demand anytime. You can also subscribe to the audio version of the show on your favorite podcast app.